D
to the C.
Let's get it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the second episode of D
To the C.
Podcast. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We didn't really do much. Well, we couldn't really do much during
You can't do nothing when
holidays.
it's locked down.
And like it was basically us. We were supposed to have our other two sons here, but they had to stay home because of COVID. So it was just us here for Christmas, and
Yep.
even with that, like we wanted to have the meal and everything, but with the way things are, can't really do shit nowadays.
No, but it's all good because we were able to spend time with our babies. We were able to do, like family things with them and show them. We also took them sledding for the first time, and Junior really liked that. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, sliding was awesome, and that hill, I'd never been there before, and it was actually a pretty cool place. And like we said too, because we took the kids and we love doing stuff with the kids, but we said we want to go there one day just by ourselves.
Yeah, do adult night sliding
Yeah.
or something like that. That'd be fun.
Like I'm not sure it'd be a good idea to introduce alcohol to the equation, but
Hey, this is the first season that I'm not pregnant.
yeah, exactly.
So it's a big deal.
Like being able to like even that too, I recently got my my test results back and stuff like that for my finals and my midterm in university. I don't know why that bumped me, but for university, and I did all right. I don't want to say I did amazing, but I
He
passed.
did a really good job. Like, when you consider your first year university, the dropout rate is incredible. The dropout rate is really, really huge. So I think that he did really, really good with the marks that he did get, which
Yeah.
is true.
And it was good. And like after I saw my final marks, we were like, yeah, let's celebrate. And as she said, this is the first season where she actually wasn't pregnant. So
First
we were
season, as in like Christmas
and stuff
New
like
Year's
that.
Eve, New
Yeah.
Year's Day. That's what he means about that. Yeah.
So we like
Since
yeah,
you've
we-
been together.
yeah. So we had a couple drinks then like 2 nights before Christmas because we were debating on whether or not we wanted to have like Christmas Eve drinks or Christmas Day drinks. So we were like, no, we're gonna keep Christmas Eve and Christmas Day about the kids.
All about the kids.
Yeah, so we had a couple celebratory drinks that day. And then again on New Year's, we stayed home, couldn't do anything, just had a couple drinks here. That
We
was
were
it.
1 minute late to ring in the new year. We went and he was like, it's just about time. So he clicks the channel, he changes the channel, and sure enough, it was 12:01, and we're like, Happy New Year!
I put it on like the satellite and I went to that fucking Dick Clark's New Year's shit or whatever.
It's
and
supposed to be Times Square.
It turns out it was in Times Square and they're like, what, an hour or two behind us?
I don't know. All I know is that when we did click in, it was 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was 10 p.m. there and we are like, shit. So
But
I looked at my phone and it was already 12. It was already 12. I was like, oh, hey, Happy New Year. Couldn't even do the fucking countdown.
It was okay. It was good.
It was fun though, yeah.
Yeah, we always have fun. We always we have like a family tradition when it comes to having fun and playing with the kids. Like we do karaoke a lot. We karaoke a lot.
Oh yeah, like for the past, I don't know, last year and this year we did karaoke with the kids.
Yeah, but it's like not even just karaoke for special occasions. It's karaoke because we like it and it's fun and the kids like it.
The kids dig it, so
Yeah, and they know
that's
the
what we're
words. Like the kids know the words and they're able to keep tune in a sense. Like because we're a family that inspires to be all musical, and we all like. My daughter has a violin. My baby son has a guitar. I have a bass guitar. And then he has numerous guitars, and my other son has a guitar as well. And I shouldn't even bring up the other ones because then it ruins they haven't got their Christmas gifts yet, our other sons. So I won't bring that up yet. Hey?
Well, I'm pretty sure it'll be up, but after they get here.
Oh, okay. Well, then our other son, we got him what is it called?
A keyboard for Christmas. Like we didn't want to get a real awesome one with like the $300 or $400 ones, just because like he said I was like, if you wanted to get a musical instrument, what would you be into? And he kind of just shrugged it off and like, I think keyboard would be cool. So I was like, all right, I wanted to get him something musical, so I got him the keyboard, but not a like an awesome one, because what if he doesn't get into it and it just collects dust?
Well, it's that thing though with kids, right? They're so interested, and then all of a sudden they lose interest. They lose interest so fast. Same thing for the like Nintendo Switches and stuff like that. Like we want to buy those things, we want to spend the money on it, but let's be real. How long will they actually be playing on it? How long will they actually be using it? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's
It's the
sensible
same-
buying.
yeah.
Like we want to do the whole Christmas thing. We want to, make it super special and stuff like that. But does that really require spending a lot of money on things that the kids don't need and things that they won't use eventually?
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
the same thing with like PS5s and shit, man, because that shit just came out and the kids are like, I want one. Even I too was like, should we get one? Should we get one? But then I'm like, fuck, even if we do get it, I probably won't play it. But for Christmas, I grabbed it was kind of an impulse buy, but I bought the Blair Witch Project game. It's just the Blair Witch game. Just tried to check it out, and it's actually a pretty cool game.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a gamer. I don't, the only games that I actually really, really loved were Super Mario World and like Dr. Mario and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, the old school shit,
Yeah,
man.
and it's the fun stuff. It's the things that kids actually like to play when they're sitting down playing a game, like little kids, and that's where I like to have fun like that. So, anyways, when he buys this Blair Witch game, I watched him play. And it was like watching a movie. I honest to God sat there with like popcorn and watching him play this game. And the scary parts, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know games are supposed to be corny scary or whatever. You're not supposed to get so scared. But I got scared. I was like literally grabbing onto him and I was nervous and I was scared for something jumping. And like I said in that game, I don't think it was corny at all. The scary evil in the forest, that was scary.
Yeah, like especially if you let yourself get immersed,
Like give in to the game.
I don't know what the fucking word is, but if you let yourself get really into the game, like, and you start following the story and all that, and like you do when the jump scares come out, you are like, holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it was good. Like I really, really enjoyed it. That's one of the games that I'm definitely gonna give 2 thumbs up, even though I don't like a lot of like killing games.
I always try to get her into games, but
Oh yeah, you did. You got me into Resident Evil. Remember, I was
Resident
playing
Evil
that for a
7,
while
fucking awesome game.
until I started getting scared again. Like I hate to jump scares. I hate jump scares.
But that's the whole good thing about that game. I always said too, because she doesn't like that I wanted to try to get a PlayStation VR headset and have her play Resident Evil 7.
I can't even imagine that. Like, okay, a little side note here. One day we were sitting there, we were vegging out, we were watching YouTube, and my son says, "Mom, check this out." He knows that I'm scared of things. He knows that I'm scared of heights. He knows that like people who go on the slingshot ride at the exhibition and fair and stuff like that are crazy. Like that's what I think. Anyway, so the kid puts on this anxiety videos, and he puts it on
And it's just a bunch of people on the top of like really fucking huge buildings
Like,
and shit.
at the edge, and not even just that, like they're looking down and the camera, you can see it looking down. Immediately I was like, nope, I can't watch it.
Like, don't get me wrong, like hats off to people that can do shit like that, but I'm an idiot. Like, guarantee you I'd probably miss a step and fall.
Like I get butterflies thinking like, what if I was in that situation? I really do.
Yeah.
I get butterflies thinking like that. And I'm like, what if I misstepped or what if whatever it was, because there was a guy on one of those, what are things called again?
Hoverboard.
There was a guy on there with a hoverboard, and he went right to the edge with a hoverboard. What if he...
And like, don't get me wrong, that seems cool and all that, but that's just not smart, man. Like,
Anxiety.
that literally is how people die, man. I remember watching a video of a stunt dude on YouTube that did stunts, and one of his stunts went wrong on a building, and he fucking fell and died. Man.
Hey, that's kind of like that story of the girl who was trying to take a selfie at the edge of a cliff. How true is that
No,
story? I don't
I'm
know.
sorry for not laughing. It's just
You're sorry for laughing.
I'm sorry for laughing. That's tragic, and you shouldn't laugh at something like that. But come on, man. Like, taking a selfie at the edge of a cliff. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, hey man, could you do me a quick solid and take a picture of me here?
Like I'm guilty. I'm guilty for taking selfies. I like to take selfies. When I feel pretty, I like taking selfies. When I do my hair, I like to take selfies. A new profile picture on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. However, you won't catch me at the edge of a cliff trying to get those super cool shots. That's just ridiculous.
Like, is the
Unsafe.
shot really worth for like falling off the cliff? I highly
Shot
doubt it.
Worth 1,000 words. Just kidding.
But like even when that game Pokemon Go came out, and like you hear all those fucking posts of the people that like fell off of cliffs trying to get a rare Pokemon, I'm like, oh my god, that
Okay,
is.
I totally did not jump on that bandwagon. I was not interested probably because I'm not interested in Pokemon. But to be perfectly honest, seeing what people got and like how they were able, like it just intrigued me that they were able to go places, certain places, led them to a new. I don't even know, to be honest, but
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of neat to be able to travel and do that.
I think I played it like once, and like
What year was that?
that was like 2015 to 16, I think.
I
Is
know.
when it reached the height of its popularity, and
That's funny. Like even when you think about like kids who rage and stuff like that, not just kids. Sorry, I'm not. It's not just kids that rage, but
people in general
people-
that do.
people that rage. How do you allow yourself? My question, and this is no offense to anybody, but how do you allow yourself to get so sucked into a game where it literally affects your, like your peace and state of mind to the point of rage, the whole rage. I don't understand that. Like, I get it. Like, watching a movie, it makes you cry. I get it. Like, listening to music, you give into it, makes you, feel however. Like, our son, he likes techno right now for some reason, and his dance moves are, and
Yeah.
like, but to allow yourself to get over the edge, to do the rage, that just trips me out a little bit. Okay, when you think about for me as a person who I am, like when you think about kids and you think about games and things that make them rage and things like that, like children are still developing, they're still learning how to cope with different emotions and stuff like that. So I think games that make kids rage are
Maybe
doing
not play them.
Yeah.
But then again, like too, I remember I was a kid.
especially during the time of development, I
Yeah.
think.
I remember
No.
once when I was a kid, and my dad bought me a Sega Genesis, and I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and like I remember not being able to pass one stage, and I was just getting so mad. Like I wasn't about to cry, but I was getting there, and like some of my family were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Just shut it off, man." I was okay.
So in my family, we like we didn't growing up, we didn't have a whole lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't have a whole lot of money, and the fun things that we did was mom and dad said, get outside, go play. So we did. We stayed outside, we went and played. I remember when my brother was a teenager, he got a PS2, and like we've had
Great
like
system.
yeah, we had a Nintendo, and like we had things like that, but only after they were big, after they were like finally when they got on sale and stuff like that. But anyways, my brother got a PS2 and Grand Theft Auto. It was San Andreas, I believe.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I remember,
game.
yeah,
Fucking great.
yeah. I used to like watching him play, but I never seen my brother rage. I think that's why I don't understand it, because I never seen that. I never seen that before until I was
Yeah.
an adult, and until I seen like children these days, that have the
Break
game.
shit for doing
Yeah.
that. And when like
Oh.
even now, even being a teenager and playing games, like I've never been one to like break shit when I get mad. Like, yeah, you die. Fuck, man, start it over.
Or I remember one of my cousins, he would sit there and he'd play and play and play, and when he wasn't winning, he'd throw the controller, then he'd pick it back up and get mad. Like I saw that, but it wasn't like raging. It was just get mad, throw the controller, hurry up, pick it back up, and try to pick up where he left off. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I saw.
Yeah, like raging always makes me laugh because I don't get why kids do that. But like in regards to gaming, like I love all the old school stuff too. Don't get me wrong, I love the new stuff that's coming out too, but I always seem to go back to the old stuff, and like the Super Mario games.
Heck
Like
yeah.
Super Mario World is probably my favorite game of all time, just because like the worlds everywhere you could go. That was a fucking good game.
I love it. Is that with Yoshi, right?
Yeah,
I
on the Super
love it.
Nintendo.
Let's be honest. Am I better than you?
Yeah, like honestly, yeah. There's a lot that she showed me on that game because I knew some of the secrets, but I never knew all of them.
But I'm gonna totally put my hands down and say you are better at Mario 3.
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Super
hell
Mario
yeah.
Bros. 3. You're definitely better at that than I am, and that's one of the funner games too because if you die, all your progress that
Yeah.
you did, like say if you're Mario, all your progress is
Starts over.
And
And that fucking sucks when you're trying to get through the game by, if you're playing with two players and you're trying to get through the game with every single stage in the world done. But then the person that you're playing with dies and they got to continue, all of their stuff gets resetted and you're like, fuck.
Oh,
man.
and it's so fun. Like those are the kind of games that I love. Those are the kind of games that I truly enjoy playing.
Oh, yeah.
And like when me and Dallas plays, when me and Dallas play, we play. You got to complete every world. You got to complete every stage in order to move to the next world. And so, for instance, Super Mario Bros. 3, you can get the whistle or you can get whatever to take you to the next world. We try not to use that. We try just play till play to the end.
Oh, yeah, because everyone knows about the whistles in that fucking game. But, what's the fun of that? Like, yeah, I guess those, like, speed runs or whatever the fuck you call them, like, I don't like that. But even with, like, I don't necessarily want to call it. Well, yeah, it is a puzzle game, but Dr. Mario, she is fucking deadly at that game.
I challenge anybody
Yeah.
to
Like-
Dr. Mario.
There was a couple times though when I had you on the fence with my
Yeah.
skills.
Okay, Tetris. Let's talk about Tetris really, really quick. He is like super, super Tetris like master. I've never seen anybody as good as him, except for his son Damien.
Oh yeah, he's getting up there, man.
Our son Damien, like his biological son, my stepson. He's just like my son. He is my son. So
Just like my stepchildren, her daughter and her son are like I love them like my own too. So.
yeah, but Damien's got like he has mad skills for Tetris.
Yeah, like that's what I say. One, like I'm not I don't want to say I'm a master or anything, but I'm all right at it, and he's getting up there too.
Really, really, really good. And that's,
And
oh, go ahead.
I contribute my Tetris skills or whatever to when I was a kid. My mom found a old Game Boy at a garage sale, and it had Tetris in it. So got batteries for it, and my cousin, he lived a couple houses away from us, and we would go to the cities and stuff like that. He'd get a ride with my mom and everything, and me and him would just play Tetris and have battles all the time.
That explains it because he's really, really good. Now, I tried and I can't do it. I didn't even know what Tetris was. Like, honest to God, this is true. I thought it's just stacking, getting rid of the things. I didn't know that you have to stack a certain level to get Tetris. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the 5 lines at the same time.
Cross my heart. I'm not even joking. I did
didn't
not know
either.
that till he had the what is that called? What is that console called? The retro.
The
Super-
SNES Classic.
Yeah, the classic. Yeah, that's what it was called. And he bought that for our son for Christmas. And
We ended up buying it back from him. He wanted Ghost of Tsushima, and he said that he didn't really play it, so we traded him.
yeah,
And then, I didn't even know about that either. It was playing Tetris with my older brother, Curtis, that he showed me that. He was like, this is what you got to do. And then when he did it, he yelled, Tetris, motherfucker. And that's what I always yell when I do it now.
he literally yells that every time someone gets Tetris or whatever he gets Tetris. Yeah.
And, like, it's those old ones that I love, man, especially, like, growing up on the different consoles. Like, today, I still like playing games, but I usually go back to the ones that I like, There's not a game coming out where I'm like, ooh, fuck, I can't wait to play that one.
Willing to pay lots and lots of money to
I think the
purchase
last
it.
one I did that on was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That came out, and I spent, like, $120 on that game plus, like, PlayStation Plus so I could play online. And then again, even that, hardly ever played it.
Dr. Mario, that's one of the games that I'm really, really good at. And
Was that one of the games where you could just sit there and play like for hours on end?
Like, for a fact I could sit there and play.
Mm-hmm.
Or no. Well, I could, but it's Super Mario World. Is that what it's called?
Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, the one with Yoshi. Like, I know all the secrets. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. And that's one of the games that I really enjoy. And I like that my kids enjoy it as well. Like, it's fun. Those are fun games. I think they're fun. I'm not into the guns, and I'm not into the army and the secret missions. And
I was never really into those games. I don't want to say never because, like, fuck, why is this bumping me? GoldenEye on N64, fucking awesome game. Perfect Dark, great games. But it wasn't until I think, I forget what year it was, but I know it was on the GameCube, and the game was Medal of Honor European Assault. That was the first like actual army shooting first-person shooter game that I tried and actually got into because I was able to figure out the controls. And I think that's what bumps a lot of people is that the controls.
I can't. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go into this as well. With the games that he talks about and stuff like that, Black Ops and stuff like that, I don't know how to use the controller the way that he does. Like, when I'm looking around, I'm literally trying to, he lets me play. So when I'm walking or when I'm trying to go somewhere, I end up looking all the way up, and then I try and I'm looking all the way down, or I'm trying to do this and trying to do that. I can't seem to control how they control it. I can't do it. I tried, but I just can't do it. And then I think that's what frustrates me. I think that's what makes me not like the game is that I can't control the controller. I don't know how. I don't know how to do it as good as everybody else.
As I think that would kind of discourage a lot of people, like, because even with me with the games that I'm talking about, like, I think it was my cousin that told me, you should try play games. Like, after I made my first PC and I played games with it, and I think I bought Black Ops 3. He said you should try it with a keyboard and mouse, man. It's way better than a controller. So I tried it, couldn't do it. So I was like, fuck this, and I'm using a controller.
And that's how the kids are too. Like, I'm a teacher and I taught grade 7, but they like all my kids, they were into Fortnite and stuff like that. And I remember we took our son to a Fortnite tournament, and actually we took both of our boys to a Fortnite tournament, and some of the kids were so good with the controller, and then there's some of them that brought their keyboard,
their own keyboard and mouse,
and that's how they were able to play. And I thought that was pretty neat. I thought that was really neat.
Because like asking our kids what they wanted to be, and like some of them were like, I want to be a professional gamer, but nowadays that's not too far-fetched of a fucking idea.
Nope.
Man. Because like obviously it wouldn't be a career, but if you're good enough, there's tournaments out there that pay like $1 million to the fucking winner. Man.
Yeah, and like and those tournaments are fun. Like, I think those are cool, but I truly believe, like, whatever, like, just like what you said, we ask our kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And when they say stuff like that, that's not hard to achieve at all.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for...
And we don't discourage them or anything. We don't say like, no, that's stupid, you'll never be able to do that. Like, no, we listen to our kids, and okay, if you want to be that,
we try to be perfect. Like, as parents, me and Dallas, we try and give our children the tools for the things that they need, not the things that they want, unless it's like what's going to benefit you for the future. So if our son says, I want to learn how to play guitar, which he has, our son has said that, what did we do? Christmas time, he got a guitar. What has he been doing? He's sitting and learning and playing.
Yeah.
Like, he introduced him to tabs. Like, that's to him, it's an easier way. I learned how to read music, like sheet music, and music symbols and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the notes and stuff like that. I never learned that stuff. Like,
but it's funny that he said that he never learned that, but he's the one who showed me how to recognize those things. And then when I picked it up for my bass, I was able to identify them and read them and stuff like that. But then he still jumps right back into tabs.
Yeah, like even though trying to get it, like, I guess that's one of the main things with me too, like I'm impatient. I want to be able to learn something in like the first 10 minutes, when learning how to read music like that, it takes a long fucking time too. And I'm like, you know what? I know how to read tabs. I'm good.
Yeah, but when you read tabs, like, you really know, like, you surprise me a lot because when we're sitting there and you're learning a new song, and I look at what you're learning it on, and it's on tabs, but you pick it up and it sounds, like perfect. It sounds really, really good. That's one thing I'm proud of. Like, I'm proud of that. My family, we always encourage each other, and I'm really proud of the quick learners that they are, especially him. Like, he surprises me all the time with the things that he learns, like, super, super quick. For instance, we're renovating our house. We're renovating our forever home, basically, and he was showed.
My late dad's old house, we're renovating it.
Yeah. So he was showed how to put up a wall. He was showed how to build a wall, and he was shown how to cut drywall up.
To some people like that, maybe watching this podcast, they'll probably laugh and be like, that shit isn't even hard. For someone that's never done it before or never tried it, like, yeah, it's pretty fucking hard, man. But then once you get the hang of it and stuff, you're like, oh, okay, so it is kind of, I don't really want to say easy because there's
getting
a lot of math.
Easier. Like, yeah, it's math. It's math.
Yeah, it's all math, and I'm fucking horrible at math.
Okay, he says he's horrible at math, but yet he went and he knows all this measurements to put up drywall. Like, okay, so when he was showed that, I wasn't there, so I wasn't able to see the initial lesson of how to do stuff like that. But oh, go ahead.
And it wasn't even a lesson. Like, he wasn't even going like, okay, this is what you do, this is how you do it. It was just me watching him, and I was like, oh, okay. All
but
right.
That goes to show you, like, when you want to learn something, you will pay attention, you will listen, you will learn. Your mind is open to to obtain the knowledge and stuff like that.
And that goes back to what we said before, like, if you want to learn something, it's as easy or as hard as you make it.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to learn something, you'll really pay attention.
Yeah.
And if you can't grasp anything, it's because you truly don't want to learn it.
I completely agree 100%. And I know that's something that you and I talk about a lot. Like, everything that you're doing or whatever it is, it's only as easy or as hard as you make it. And I'm being, like, completely honest here. Renovating our house at the very beginning, because we didn't just do a room, we didn't just do a floor, we didn't just do one thing.
We tore that whole
we
motherfucker
gutted our
apart,
house, and our house was a really big 3-bedroom. I'm gonna say it was a really, really huge 3-bedroom. Like, the bedrooms were huge, and what we did was we gutted it, found a bunch of issues,
numerous problems,
and it was
the main thing was mice.
Yeah, well, mice and like rot. There was lots of rot, and there's lots of water issues and stuff like that. But anyways, so now that we're at the stage that we are, stepping back and taking a look at when we first walked into this project, it all started with, let's see what's behind this wall. Because what we were going to do, and it's almost been a year. So it's almost been a year since my father-in-law passed away, Dallas's dad. When that happened, all we were going to do was...
We were just going to clean up, sanitize, because we knew there was a lot of mouse.
Yeah, we knew there was mice.
Mice in there. We knew a lot of them's mouse were in there.
Them's mouses.
But it all came from, wanting to see what was under the kitchen sink. And then after that, it was like, okay, let's see what's behind this wall. And then right after we took that on that one wall, it was like at least 5 or 6 mice nests in that one wall. So it turned into, like, we're just going to clean up to now we got to tear this bitch apart to see what we can
we're super,
fix.
super naive. Well, we were super naive about the whole thing. Like, it was as simple as that. We're going to go in and we're going to just clean up the mice poo and droppings and stuff because we don't want our kids to get sick, and then la-di-da, we'll be living in our house. Like, once we started cleaning, things just got bigger and problems just got bigger, and then we started uncovering things.
I think the problems did get bigger, but it was uncovering those problems. And like, a lot of people might think, like, well, how, why, how did it get this bad? And like, you know, my dad, he was always like, he was one that would do stuff himself, you know, and like if it wasn't that bad of a problem to him at the time, fuck it. But now that like we're living in there and we got like new babies and stuff, that's when we noticed like, yeah, we got to fucking fix this place
So
up.
we did it. You know, like we looked at each other and we made the decision to go ahead and let's just run with it. Like, and so we're now at the process of so we, like
Putting
I
up
said,
drywall.
we gutted it. We did everything that we could. Some of the bedrooms have new floor. Some of them have a whole new ceiling. That includes like insulation and drywall and stuff like that. And we're gonna eventually get to the kitchen and living room floor. But anyways, going back to the original topic was that how fast of a learner, how quick, like he's such a quick learner, is that we're now at the stage of drywall. We're putting up drywall. We're learning how to mud it. It's funny because we use YouTube to teach ourselves how to mud
Like,
and
it's
tape.
It's funny how much people freaking like, you know, kind of rag on you using YouTube videos to learn that shit when like if I don't know how to do something, I'll look on fucking YouTube, man. Guarantee you there's someone on there that knows how to do that and that's way better than I am.
And it goes like what we've been saying. Like, if you want to learn something, you will make those, you know, like you will make the decision and you will actually make the effort to go and learn what it is. And we want to be in our home. Like, we want it so bad.
Yeah.
And I've never did flooring.
I've never
never
either.
opened up a floor. I've never gutted a house. I've never put up drywall. I've never hired an electrician or a plumber or anything like that. And to this very day, we can say that, hey, I did that. I
Yeah.
put up that wall. I put up
Looking
that
at the
drywall.
looking at the home when it's done and all that and like seeing like, yeah, I built this. I did that.
Yeah, we
Being
me
able
and
to say
you.
that, yeah.
And
We
like we
did
had
that.
some help. Like there was
Oh, yeah.
times when we had help, and
Shout out to the ones that really helped us, man. Like, I don't know shit about roofing, but I needed a part of my roof fixed, and then my bro came over. I put out a little post on Facebook asking for help. He was like, "Yo, I'll come help you out." Came helped me out. He didn't even ask for anything, and like he just did
he
it
said, "I thought it was just
just because he was like, even I felt like, you know, yo, I gotta at least give
Yeah.
you something.
Yeah.
But you know, shout out to you. You know who
You know
who you are. And even like my best friends and my cousins coming out to help us out and stuff. And like really big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, and like there's a bunch of people that we can thank. Like, yeah, we're doing it alone right now, me and Dallas. Like we literally go out, I'm gonna say 4 to 5 days a week.
4 to 5 days a week for like 6 hours a day.
Yeah, and we bring our babies, but
Yeah.
we have a clean room for them to stay in whilst we're doing another area of the house, which is really far apart. And so our babies stay there whilst we are working over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
go
with
ahead.
that being said too, the reason why we're kind of doing it alone right now is because, like we said, the way things being the way they're being, like if we don't go there and do it ourselves, it's gonna be a long fucking time before we can actually get people out there to help us.
like there was a big waiting game, and there was things that we had our hopes up for that didn't pan out. And so that's when me and Dallas made a decision. We're done waiting, and
Let's just fucking get it done.
let's
man.
just do it and be happy about it. And like there's no blame. We're not blaming anybody for, like, for instance, our first workers. Like they started off and we had, you know, like we had everything going. We had the money.
And
we had
they did great.
yeah,
man.
until we ran out of material and we
Till-
ran out of money.
Till
And
we ran out of material and money,
they had
and then
to take other jobs.
and then other circumstances happened where like they had to back out of the renovation for us. But then again, like all the help that we've been getting have just been people like, you know, hey, I'll come give you a lend a hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we totally fucking want to thank everyone that that helped us out and offered to help us out. Like even if you weren't able to come out and help us out, thanks, yo.
Yeah, and like we did fundraisers and stuff like that, just so we can have some finances that went to the house and stuff like that. But going back to like what I was what I was originally talking about and how like Dallas is such a quick learner. He's the one who taught me how to cut. He taught me how to measure. He taught me how to work with drywall. He taught me how like even the flooring and stuff like that. Like we did the flooring. We did sorry, not just flooring. We did the floor.
Yeah.
Took out the floor all the way to the beams, the floor beams and joists and stuff like that. See those funny words? I learned those
Yeah.
words too.
I
But
would
yeah,
just say like the floor thingy.
the floor stuff.
But like
And
that's
oh, go ahead.
that's what it is. It's all trial and error because like even with that, it's just paying close attention to what the people that actually know what they're doing
Yeah.
are doing, because it's the same thing, you know, like what if I want to come here and work on this when this person's not available? At least I'll know kind of what I'm doing.
Yeah, and you do like you definitely know. I did a boo boo yesterday. He asked me to go and cut out this certain thing for this wall. He asked me to cut up some sheetrock for this wall, and I took a measurement and whatever. But I didn't, I didn't realize that when I took the measurement, it was the measuring tape was right side up. So when I went to go cut it, I had it upside down on accident, and so it was 1 inch off. 1 inch off, and so when I went to put it up against the wall,
It was short, yeah.
it obviously cut at an angle, and I was like, man, I'm so sorry. And then to make matters worse, yesterday as well, same wall. Oh my god, like an
We were
hour
working on the
later,
same
we're
wall,
working
yeah.
on the same wall that I was supposed to get done, and everything was cut out now. Everything is perfect and stuff like that. I had a box cutter in my hand to cut, like to clean up edges and such things like that, and everything is moving so fast, and it was one of the last things that we were going to do for the rest of the day.
We were excited. We were moving fast because we were excited. The room was going to be done and everything. Yeah.
And then so we're there, and I have the stuff in my hand, and I have the box here in my hand, and I have the drywall, and we get to the wall, and Dallas is preparing to grab the drill and the
Drywall screws.
drywall screws and stuff like that. And in that moment of chaos,
Literally like half a second. I think.
Dallas put his head down, and I had the things in my hand, and I lifted up, and it was just like boop, and I cut him.
Yeah.
You can't see it
You obviously
because
can't see it, but yeah.
and it
like-
was a brand new. Oh my god, it was a brand new.
But that was
thing,
like it all happened in the span of like a half a second.
and I freaked out.
It obviously started bleeding, but then I was like, I couldn't even feel it. Like I didn't even know it happened.
We weren't wearing safety goggles.
Yeah, like all the stuff that I think all we had on was
wearing
gloves.
hard hats or helmets. All we had was ourself and our little collection of tools, and like he said, like we were just about done. It was in the span of a few seconds. We were getting ready to go, and it was the last thing to do for the day. And boom, just like that, I shanked him.
Yeah, shivved.
I cut him. Oh my god, I felt so terrible. Like I still feel terrible because when he went because that's what happened. Like, and I had the thing in my hand, and he went
I didn't even know. It just felt like I didn't even see that she was holding it in her hand, but it just felt like I just lightly hit my head on something, and then when she was like, "Oh my god, it was the knife," I was like, "Holy fuck, man!" And
and
then
then
you
he
think about
rubbed
it, could have
his-
went so worse.
And he
man.
rubbed his forehead, and I saw on his hand there was blood, and I was like, and then I looked at him, and sure enough, it was coming out, and I was like, oh my god, blood, sweat, and tears in
into
this house.
yeah. Well, anyway, I think with that, we're pretty much done with this episode. Sorry we said we were gonna try and get a new episode out every week, but
Hey, life happens.
yeah,
babe.
with the renovations still happening, me still going to school, the only reason we were able to do this one is because I'm on holidays. But if we don't get one out every week, we are going to get one out like at least once every 2 weeks or once a month. At least try to.
And one really quick thing, like we don't have anything scripted. We don't have anything written down. In my mind, it's let's just talk. Let's
Yeah.
just talk. That's what I like doing because I can talk.
And then, so yeah, like with that being said, like we don't really have like scripts or topics that we're certainly going to talk about. Like or currently going to talk about. One thing we always try and do though is to have like a broad topic that we're going to start with, and then that's the good thing about you know, our conversations is they branch out in all fucking weird directions, and that's what we want to keep doing with this podcast.
It's real, it's raw, it's unscripted. Simple
Yeah.
as that.
And then like, yeah, with that being said, like if there's anything as special topic that you might want like us to put our I
Two
guess our
cents.
opinion on or something, like would want to hear our 2 cents on the subject.
Hey, okay, so we did get positive feedback though.
Oh yeah, we
got
did.
we got a
man.
lot of
That's why
positive
we
feedback.
decided like, yeah, we're going to keep going on with this until we talk about everything in the world that there is to talk about.
Just talk till we
So
have
we'll probably have about 4
word
more episodes.
vomit. Vomit. Like word vomit all the time.
But yeah, with that, we'll just say we're done this episode, and thank you all for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Damned Saint, to be notified when a new episode comes out. And thank you for joining us. Peace.